Welcome back to another session of TAE Certification Training Series. In the last session, we completed section 5.1 and today we will discuss 5.2 implementation of measurement. When we talk about implementation of measurement in the context of test automation, we are looking at how we can improve our automated testing processes by gathering data and information. Imagine you have a test automation strategy in place. This strategy relies on something called automated testware. This automated testware is like the foundation of your automation testing. It's the software or scripts that perform the tests automatically. Now the idea here is to make this automated testware smarter. You can add features to it that allow it to keep track of what it's doing, and we call this enhancement to record information. For example, you have the option to configure the automated testware to log precise timestamps at the beginning and the end of each test execution. This might not seem like a big deal, but it can be super useful. Why? Because you have this time data, you can use it for all of your automated test scripts. So if you have dozens or even hundreds of different tests, you don't have to manually track the time for each one. The enhanced testware takes care of it for you. This way you get a clear record of when each test started and ended. It's helpful for debugging, monitoring performance, and even for analyzing trends in your testing process. In a nutshell, implementing measurement in test automation is about making your test tool smarter and more informative so you can better understand and improve your testing process. Features of automation that support measurement and report generation. The first one is scripting language support. The scripting languages of many test tools support measurement and reporting through facilities that can be used to record and log information before, during, and after test execution of individual tests, sets of tests, and an entire test suite. So it is a handy feature for tracking what's happening at different stages of your testing process. Next, we have trend analysis. The reporting on each of a series of test runs needs to have in place an analysis feature to take into account the results of the previous test runs so it can highlight trends such as changes in the test success rate. So to make your reports more insightful, you should have an analysis feature in place. This feature should be capable of looking at the history of test runs to identify the trends. For instance, it can highlight changes in the success rate of your test over the time. Then we have automation of test execution and verification. Automating testing typically requires automation of both the test execution and the test verification, the latter being achieved by comparing specific elements of the test outcome with a predefined expected outcome. This comparison is generally best undertaken by a test tool. The level of information that is reported as a result of this comparison must be considered. So automating testing involves two key tasks. The first one, test execution, which is running the test automatically, and the other one is test verification. So the verification part means checking if the outcome of the test matches what was expected. And this matching process is often done by a test tool. And when we are doing this, it's important to think about that how much detail we want in the test report. Then we have reporting test status. It is important that the status of the test be determined correctly, for example, pass or fail. In the case of a failed status, more information about the cause of the failure will be required, for example, screenshots. So a critical aspect of test reporting is correctly determining the status of each test, such as whether it passed or failed, and it's crucial for identifying issues. In the case of a failed test, you need more than just a fail or pass status. You may need additional info such as screenshots or logs to understand the cause of the failure, and this will help in efficient debugging and issue resolution. Then we have handling expected differences. Distinguishing between expected differences in the actual and expected outcome of a test is not always trivial, though tool support can help greatly in defining comparisons that ignore the expected differences, such as dates and times, while highlighting any unexpected differences. So tests might have expected differences between the actual and expected outcomes. For example, date and time variations. And automation tools can assist in defining these expected differences and ignoring them in the comparison. This ensures that only unexpected differences are highlighted, making it easier to spot the real issues. Integration with other third-party tools. Spreadsheets, XML, documents, databases, report tools, etc. The first point is data integration for enhanced reporting. When information from the execution of automated test cases is used in other tools for tracking and reporting, for example, updating traceability metrics, it is possible to provide the information in a format that is suitable for these third-party tools. So let's say you have run a series of automated tests and now you want to leverage the data you have collected in other tools for tasks like tracking your project's progress or updating a traceability metrics. This is where data integration comes into play. Then the second point is flexibility through data formatting. This is often achieved through existing test tool functionality, export formats for reporting, or by creating customized reporting that is output in a format consistent with other programs like .xls for Excel, .doc for Word, .html for web, etc. Okay, so what we discussed in point 1, to make that happen seamlessly, it's crucial to present your data in a format that these tools can easily digest and work with. It's like ensuring that your data speaks the same language as the tools you are using. For example, if you need to use the data in Excel, you would want it in .xls format, while Word may prefer .doc and for web-based platforms, .html is a great choice. It's all about ensuring that your data fits perfectly into the context of the software you are using, making your workflow smoother and more productive. Okay, so our last section is visualization of results, dashboards, charts, graphs, etc. The first point is test results should be made visible in charts. When it comes to test results, it's often much easier to understand what's going on if you put them into charts. Instead of sifting through a bunch of numbers, charts give you a visual snapshot of how your tests are doing. Consider using colors to indicate problems in the test execution, such as traffic lights to indicate the progress of the test execution / automation, so that decisions can be made based on reported information. So here a reference is given to the traffic lights. So that means that, like, let's say green means everything is going smoothly, and if you see red, you know that there is a problem that needs attention. So this makes it really quick to spot issues and make decisions based on what you see. Management is particularly interested in visual summaries to see the test result in one glance. In case more information is needed, they can still dive into the details. When it comes to management, they appreciate getting a visual summary of test results. It's like getting the headlines in the news. They can see how things are going in a single glance. But if they need more details, they can always dig deeper into these specifics. It's about giving them the big picture with the option to zoom in when necessary. We have now come to the end of section 5.2, and in next session we will go through section 5.3. Until then, take care.